Alright, Roland.
I acknowledge you.
I acknowledge you, Philip.
Oh.
I acknowledge you, Max.
I acknowledge you.
Thanks. I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you.
Have you ever seen like at the beginning of like every shoot they have like people have a card with like a bunch of colors?
Yeah.
That's what they use for color grading. Okay. That's what that was for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliance.
Awesome, man. Welcome back, guys. This is take 2 of a very interesting and in-depth topic that we've been talking about for just over a week now. Confidence and ego. But before we get into that, I would like to reintroduce everyone. You know, that's me.
We got to pretend like we didn't just...
I know we do. That's showbiz for you, man. I'm Uncle Phil, you know, as they call me. This is Steve.
Cousin Steve.
Is it Cousin Steve now?
Cousin Steve now?
I just made it up. But yeah, I like it.
Cousin Steve, yeah.
Got a good vibe to it.
We got
Max, MVC.
just Max.
Maximilian.
Kid Bro Max.
Max Von Cannon.
Yep, Max from Canada. And of course the twice removed uncle from
Lex Luthor.
I was gonna say Lex.
Luthor.
I was trying to think of something that we got Fran with us.
Happy Fran.
Happy Fran.
Happy Fran.
We're just giving fake names.
I know.
Nothing.
Name means everything, bro.
Hey.
Like, yeah.
What's in a name?
What do you want to be,
another
man? What
episode.
family member do you want to... What family do you relate to? Are you a cousin? Are you a brother?
cousin.
Are you a
Yeah,
sister?
cousin.
Sister's okay if you want to
Cousin.
say that.
Cousin Fran. Cousin Franny.
Okay.
Fran is a great name.
I like Franny.
Yeah. And this family is, as you know, the MidYouth Universe, the series saga. Cousin Fran has brought us a little show and tell. You want to tell us about this little thing, man?
Yeah, this is a toy that I stole from Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
You mean borrowed?
When I was
So,
borrowed.
We're getting shut down.
Because it's got a little bit of sentimental value. It's from the first job I've ever had. It was an internship in Nintendo,
He
and
was
I
a
worked
janitor.
there I was a video game tester.
Custodian. We call it custodian. Okay.
No.
The
It was
worst.
Sorry.
I was working in the marketing department, and
Nice.
and that kind of taught me about marketing and content marketing, and I've been working in content marketing ever since.
Right.
Yeah,
When you went in every morning, like, did you wear denim?
Pretty
So
much.
that's bad.
I don't get it.
That was bad.
Uncle.
That was really bad. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Steve, how's it going, man? You just came out the gates just roasting people, you know? Seems
Yeah.
to be a trend for you, right?
Behind the scenes, we were talking about my bully era, my getting bullied and bullying.
I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up, but since you want to talk about it.
I was always saying that I'm a good bully. Like, if you had to be bullied, you
Good
want it to be
bully.
me. Because I'm the type of bully that will, like, bully you, but then I'm, like, self-realizing. So I realize I'm being a bully, so then I, like, embrace you and bring you in, but then I cast you back out. It's a very push-pull bully.
Hey.
I call it the push-pull method.
Do your cats self-harm?
No.
No?
We have a very good relationship. Yeah. Clean each other. Things like that.
That's fantastic. It's brilliant, man. That's brilliant. And Max, we've this is the second take,
Yeah,
by the way.
second
So yeah. Tell the family out there how you been, man. Like, how you been?
I mean,
keeping?
we got, 3 weeks left to the end of 2020.
Yeah.
2021 coming up.
We
I'm
need a
looking
sound
forward
box.
to
We can play sound effects.
this holiday season. We're going to celebrate Hanukkah, Christmaka.
Christmaka.
Christmaka, I think Christmaka, right?
We just dropping Kwanzaa.
Our today's producer is Jewish, so we're celebrating that.
Co-producing. Yeah, he's just an
Co-producing.
assistant,
But she's the
intern.
director. He's the producer.
Shout out to Jay Nice.
Jay Nice has been there in the trenches for us week in, week out. You know, big shout out to you. Thanks for all your help, your added value, and the energy that you bring to this wonderful universe that we're a part of.
Just keep bringing the soda. She's good.
Is this her?
Well, I get it for her. You got to feed the girlfriend.
Why don't you
Soda
get a soda machine?
We
got
looked
a-
into that. It's not really cost effective, is it?
Really? We thought it was kind of cost effective because we got a soda machine instead of buying cans.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why don't you pass those over?
I just came up with your Christmas present.
Oh.
But it's gotta be-
Oh.
It's got to be the capsule one, like the
Oh.
small little CO2.
We're doing.
capsule.
We're gonna do Secret
whoa.
Santa. We agreed.
Well,
Well, it's not secret anymore. You know
Well,
what
no,
you know what you get.
now I know, but everyone else deserves a secret. Thank you, Phil. I love it.
Yeah, I love you.
so
too.
what's the secret Santa?
We'll figure that out after the show. We'll talk about it.
Secret Santa?
Yeah.
Santa's not a Christian or Jewish, and
He's a Turkish guy or a Finnish guy, depending on
He's a
where you're from.
Finnish guy.
wasn't he Saint Noel or
Saint
something?
Nicholas,
St. Nicholas.
So who's Noel?
Santa Claus.
I don't know who Noel is.
did that Christmas carol. The first Noel.
Can we get a Wikipedia fact check? Who's Noel?
Yes, assistant producer. Who is Noel in Christmas?
She does Google.
Definitely not Jewish.
Hey Tomer, what is Noel?
Oh man, dude, my phone has died.
I know.
I know. You got the notes down?
All right.
Do you wanna bring us back to speed, up to speed on what
All
we
right,
talked
so just
about?
recapping on last week, we spoke about confidence versus ego. So just recapping on things we discussed. So I think we all agree, consensus was that we can be naturally confident, but I think confident is something that we can gain, and we can gain that through our past experiences. As mentioned here, putting yourself through awkward or uncomfortable situations, as you mentioned before, when you first moved here to Hong Kong, you didn't know anyone. You kind of just were kind of awkward and shy when speaking to people, but you did it many times, and then you're at the point now where, we walk through Soho and Lan Kwai Fong and we have to stop and say hi to 10 people just to get to the next bar.
It's standard. That's just the Uncle Phil hospitality.
Yeah.
Welcome party.
And Steve, you mentioned you're a big believer in the positive self-talk and daily affirmations.
Oh yeah, totally. I think that there's a lot of ways to call it. Law of attraction is one way, I guess. But if you really believe in something truly, and you subscribe to the point where you sort of like mentor yourself, that's just powerful. Yeah, powerful.
Yeah.
You have to believe it in yourself first.
Right.
Only then can your true destiny manifest.
Why'd you switch to the to your late night DJ voice?
For dramatic effect.
That's the voice that got me through it all. That's the voice that got me through it all. That's the voice in my head.
Late night DJ.
That's not how I sound to you guys.
Steve,
Yeah.
it's time to wake up.
Time to wake up.
Steve, you can do this.
You can do this. Are you going to have coffee before you leave?
Don't eat that ham. You already brushed your teeth.
This winter.
Oh, that's right. That's something I wanted to talk about. Do you guys brush your teeth straight away after you wake up?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we talked about this
Yeah.
yesterday. I think that because I brush my teeth before I go to sleep, nothing else goes in my mouth at that point.
No, but bacteria grows in
And
your
then
mouth, right?
so when I wake up, it's like I just use mouthwash, Listerine.
Oh.
Yeah, Listerine.
Fast and effective.
Yeah.
Fran, yourself?
I wake up, have a glass of water with lime or lemon, go do my exercises, and then in the shower brush my teeth.
Oh, that's another thing. You brush your teeth in the shower.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of
that's
those.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Max, remind us of your answer. Do you brush your teeth straight away after you wake up?
Yeah, that's how I wake up. It's the routine is wake up,
Wait,
wash my face,
what's wrong
brush
with-
my teeth.
Sorry. What's wrong with brushing your teeth in the shower?
I don't see any issue with that.
I don't
You
know.
do as well?
I come
Sometimes.
out
It-
completely clean, like
It's
inside,
kinda
outside.
like two birds with one stone, right?
Yeah.
This is the divide. This question mark is the
do
divide.
you
between-
do you also not pee in the shower? Like,
Yeah, I sometimes, the hot water feels good and you're just like, oh,
Yeah, just let it out.
Just let it out. I have to wake up, have a glass of water like you, but I will eat breakfast first.
yeah.
And only after I've eaten and everything, after my first meal, will I brush my teeth.
Yeah. Same for me.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So I don't even the mouthwash thing. No.
No?
No.
First thing that goes in my mouth is a glass of water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that. I guess I respect that.
And I know sometimes sometimes you step out and you forget, oh, my days I haven't brushed my teeth and stuff, and there's that sort of, I know. I want to segue back to the confidence thing, but
Yeah.
Airwaves has really helped out. And I
Airwaves.
wish you would sponsor us, but
It's coming. I'm working on that one.
hey, dude, you got it, man. You got the shirt for it as
Account
well.
manager. Yeah, it's working on it.
Yeah, nice, man.
I'm talking to the big wigs up at Airwigs.
Airwaves. That's pretty funny.
We should give a shout out today to today's sponsor is Yellow Yams Juice. Yellow Yam Juice. Yellow.
Came in a wineskin today, but of course it's a dry show, so
It's a dry show. It's a dry show.
It's a waste of a wineskin.
I can't even remember the last time I drank something wet.
You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous, man.
You don't drink.
No.
So this week, guys, have you guys had your confidence shaken at all? Has it been reinvigorated, re-inspired? How's it been thus far since the last very in-depth, very lengthy very real conversation we had.
Well, as I was saying on the first cut of this episode,
They don't know it's the first cut.
now they do. It's
They do.
real transparency.
They didn't see it though. That's the whole thing.
Full transparency. It's
Hey,
a transparent
you gotta do
show.
you gotta do multiple
We're
takes.
transparent mother effers, and it's okay. There's no shame. There's no shame, guys.
That's okay. There's
Max is
nothing
like
wrong with it.
freaking out. He's like, dude,
No, it's fine.
how dare they find out?
No, it's not the first take. No, it's the second take.
Second take. It's all good.
We're actually pretty good at not like we always just do one take, and we
We
had a
do,
few technical
normally.
issues, and it's
Normally,
fine.
our producers were sleeping on the job today.
No, they weren't. They
And,
were. Shout out to our
Oh,
producers.
yeah.
They are
Yeah.
doing a great job.
Yeah.
We love you. Appreciate you.
Everyone's like losing
That's it,
face.
we're out.
You are like the yin to my yang. I'm like trying to bring positivity and like you're like no.
And there has to be some controversy on the show. I'm the foil. I'm the wild card.
You are the wild card.
Max is like, dude, you're
Like
Bruce is not. I'm kidding. No, I was saying before. I was just saying, ego is something that carries. It's a very big theme in the workplace for me, and I'm not that old or wise, depending on how you look at it. But one of the
I think you're pretty old. Eh?
pretty old.
Yeah,
Not that wise, but one of the most important bits of advice I could pass on to youngsters in their early 20s in the workplace is to recognize that your ego exists, and then once you understand that, to sort of let it go. Don't wear your heart on your sleeve. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got, I think I got it later than I would have liked, when I was like 28. Somebody said to me, you're pretty good at what you do, but I think that sometimes you're a bit you get too emotional, and you let your ego take the wheel. And I thought about it, and I was like, damn, I do, because you thought like, oh, if I'm passionate in the workplace, that's good. People should want to hire passionate people, but it manifests itself in a weird way, where like you become not tolerable. People just want to show up and do their job. They don't want some guy that's like shaking the boat. Yeah, So I was like, damn, So that's something I try to leave at the door before I go to the office. But then when I notice it at work, I'll pull people aside kindly and just be like, hey, we should talk. Like, I can see that you get a little bit flustered when you're giving some constructive feedback, or someone disagrees with you. But one of the best pieces of advice I can offer you, if it's okay, is let the ego go. Just set yourself free. And once you realize that, it becomes a lot easier to receive feedback.
So wait, hang on. They you're giving feedback, and it is their ego that's preventing them from receiving it. Well,
if I know, because I manage people younger than me,
right.
in their 20s, early 20s, and there's a lot of them. They're all very talented individuals. However, I would just say they're not just my workplace. I observe it in a lot of workplaces. A lot of people. Ego is not something that belongs in the workplace, because I feel like it just inhibits people's development, and it doesn't allow them to focus on what they're good at. So it's not like criticism. It's just like, if I could pass advice to somebody, who I want to succeed, it would be just watch, just be mindful that the ego exists.
So would you say they don't know the difference between confidence and ego? Because where do you think this ego stems
No, that's
from?
a good point too, because a lot of people, like I said before, they think that ego is passion and passion is confidence, but it's not the same. It's very different. So you can be confident and down to earth. You can be passionate, but not dramatic. But when you let your ego take over, it's very clear when people get flustered, red in the face. You see conflict. You see people that just won't talk to each other for days because someone disagree with them, and it just that's not a positive culture.
So how do we remain the frame of appearing confident, but also stay humble and grounded? Where do you think are ways to kind of cultivate that?
Most people just don't recognize that their ego exists.
Yeah.
They think it's passion. They think it's confidence. They think it's like, I get it, but they don't. Me versus them. But once people realize the first step is identifying that there is this little evil bugger in you. And then you can take a bird's eye and be like, damn, that was pretty whack of me to act up that day. Or you have to recognize it first.
I have to say, I'm kind of going through like a workplace experience right now where like I guess my ego is getting not diminished but like hurt, or where I'm like discovering like maybe I do have a bit of an ego, because most of my career I've worked in like fun creative places where flat organizations where creativity is allowed, where hierarchy hasn't been super well defined, and I'm quite comfortable and used to that kind of environment. And I started a new job 6 months ago, but in my previous role, I came into a company where the discourse in the company was we want to be more creative, we want people to be more entrepreneurial, like we want people to kind of go on their own and do their own stuff. And I felt like I thrived in that environment. It was like really great. Like every day I'd go home and I'd think like, wow, I'm really good at my job. Like I'm amazing. My confidence was
You
up
used to
through.
say that all the time.
Yeah, I used to say
really good at my job.
I'm really good at my job. I used to say that all the time. But now in the new job that I have, it's a whole different environment, a whole different culture. It's not one that I'm used to being in because it's a lot more corporate, it's a lot more hierarchical. It's super, like the hierarchy is super well defined and the politics are super put in place. Like you can't do anything without this other person like approving it, and it's not a place where you just kind of run and do your own stuff. And yeah, I would say it's testing me, like, and I'm coming into this place where it's like, when I came in, I thought like I'm the creative guy, you know, I'm like, when I interviewed with them, they were talking about like momentum shift and we want more creativity and we want to attract more people. And what they described was someone like me, like a colorful persona. And I really came in thinking like, I'm going to be that person who makes waves. And 6 months in it, I'm just realizing that like making waves is just
it's not easy to make waves.
You're rocking the boat right now, man. Like,
and he can't find any plush.
No,
bricks to steal.
and yeah, no, my ego's getting hurt because.
So how do you deal with that on a daily basis?
To be honest, I don't know, and like this weekend I had an incident where like I messed up. I didn't deliver something that I promised I did, and instead of just I mean I did it, but I didn't. I think my ego got the better of me, and I lost my shit. Wow. And I was angry at myself. I was angry at the person that was chasing for what I said I would. I'm angry at the situation. Like I'm angry at the workplace. Like it's just like everything. I just felt like it's working.
It's funny because it's almost like an uncontrollable reaction, right? Yeah. Like you know that this is not a healthy way to feel or like be, but you're experiencing it. Yeah, and that's funny. I want to touch a subject, but like I'm so scared of it. It's I think it was Sigmund Freud who coined it, came up with the three different types of persona: the id, the ID they call it, the ego, and the superego. Yeah, where you refer to it as the basic reptilian brain, and he refers to it as the id. I don't know why id. Like he was German, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And that's the reaction, the basic. I feel upset about this. Yeah. Let me do something about this. I have been hurt. Yeah. My ego has been challenged. Yeah. But then it gets to the super ego part where that's almost like a what do they call it? It is a unconscious, like just a reaction, the emotion. Then the pre-conscious idea is like, okay, actually, is it really time for me should I lash out, or if I do, what's the consequences? Based on my morals, based on how I want to be perceived, how do I go about this? Yeah. And then the ego decides. But I don't know if that's, do we even want to touch that, or like?
I mean, we can.
So basically, like your basic, most reptilian brain, as you say, has been challenged. You know? And it's been, it's not what you expected, but you now need to do something about it, right? Yeah. So now it comes into your mental psyche, and now it's like, what did you do about it? The initial reaction is to say, I'm so angry.
Well, my initial reaction was like, do the thing that I needed to do and just be like, but at the same time, attach I'm not so happy about the situation. Kind of like.
Just a little parcel, and then they open it. It's like, oh, this is what I wanted. And like sprays in their face.
But then I realized that like it's not. It's I think it's a situation where like I messed up, and my ego got hurt. But I also part of me still feels that like it's the environment I'm in. Like if I was in an environment that I'm comfortable in, like maybe in my previous jobs where like the culture is more flat and it's more like entrepreneurial, more creative,
Yeah.
like stuff like this probably wouldn't happen. Because the other thing that I've been reflecting over the weekend was like, this is the first time that anything like this has happened to me.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Where I like lost my shit
Yeah.
because I lost my ego. Like, because my ego was hurt.
You didn't lose your ego.
I didn't lose my ego,
it just-
but it
Well, you
It came
felt
out.
you felt a natural kind of reaction, right?
Yeah.
It's like as if someone's kind of poking the bear, right?
yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
And the other thing, and that's the thing, like, I thought about it, and then I came into work, and the other thing is that, like, I want to keep my job, but I also realize that, like, there's a few things that I've realized is, like, my company is not an environment to, like, speak up or make waves. I mean...
This new company, yeah?
This company, yeah.
You're not the colorful guy.
I mean, I think as we
It's
get
not
older,
that-
we have to pick our battles, right?
Yeah,
So
you
you
pick your
kind of
battles.
accepted that, okay, this is not the environment where speaking up is encouraged, and and to speak up, you're just going to create more problems for yourself.
Exactly,
and,
yeah.
And I think it's kind of moving away from that 20-year-old mindset where, you know, you're like, this is wrong, like, I need to, you know, stand up for what I believe in. I think as we get older, we realize you kind of have to pick your battles.
Yeah.
And you had a reaction. You felt, oh, you know, your ego was being poked at, but then, you know, you had time to kind of digest it, and you realized this is not a battle I can win.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So that's where you kind of just let it go.
Yeah.
Right?
And then, pretty much.
It's your own little David and Goliath, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the only thing I also think is that, like, maybe I don't belong in this environment.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because you're not flourishing as a creative, right?
I think so. Yeah. It's not a place. There's a lot of things that like I don't respect about this place.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing that you're saying this on a show that's watched by millions of people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is why we're all here. We're all here to share authentic experiences.
It's not that it's a bad place. It's a great place to work. It's got a good brand. It's got a lot of opportunities.
For sure.
But I mean, one thing that I've realized about workplaces is that like certain workplaces have certain stereotypes.
Definitely.
I fit in really well in like a company like Nintendo or an agency or a place where creative and entrepreneurship is accepted.
Yeah.
Right now I'm working in a place where it's like super hierarchical and
Keep your head down.
Yeah, exactly. Keep your head down and do your job and
Right.
and it's not a place that I feel like I'm thriving like other jobs that I've had.
Right.
We
That's
always
fair.
have a choice if we want to drink the Kool-Aid, right?
Exactly.
Sugar-free Kool-Aid, though.
So yeah, I guess to sum up is like like it's the place that I'm working on. It's
Well,
affecting my ego.
it's
affecting
good
my
that you're at
confidence.
least self-aware of it, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people go through life and they work their jobs. They like, as you said, they just kind of put their heads down. They don't question the hierarchy. They don't kind of think for themselves. They're comfortable. They're making X amount. They're okay with their job and they don't question things. So at least it's good for you to be self-aware of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's also another good skill to have is you pick your battles. You know, it cannot agree with what your values are, but you also know that it's not a battle you can win.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think that now that you recognize it, do you think if you like work on letting go of your ego, you can find some zen and adjust? And find your
actually,
purpose
I think
there?
I do. Yeah.
So like maybe just like work at it for a couple months and just...
Yeah, it's not that like I want to leave my job now.
Of course.
He's
very happy.
Yeah.
To the powers that be.
I'm quite happy
Please keep
to-
him. Please give him a raise though. He's a good boy.
But I think the thing about this place is that it's got a long history and a well-established culture, and they're trying to change. But yeah, I mean,
Change doesn't happen overnight.
Exactly. Yeah.
You need to change. No, but really, if
And I
you
need
can
to-
like understand this now,
Yeah.
and you're like, damn, it's my ego, my confidence you mentioned that were hurt, and then maybe so if you can find it within yourself to recognize that and separate yourself from your ego, then you go into work and you're like now an impenetrable wall of Lex Luthor power.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I want. Like, That's exactly what I need to do.
You do. I mean,
What you need to take over the world?
No.
Find a
Well,
superior
I mean,
divide?
I actually, if I took over the world would be great.
I think that this could be
Yes.
Amazing
This could
world.
be, I
Yeah.
think, a theme
Incredible.
in the show that we come back to.
Yeah.
We should check in.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
check in on,
Should definitely check in on you.
on
Like
you and
universal
just
basic
see.
income from everybody. And
That's right.
Yeah.
No more yachts.
No more yachts. Yeah.
No more yachts.
No more yachts.
That's
Everybody
really-
wears similar
Everybody wears?
outfits.
Isn't that?
No, everybody gets a free choice of grades.
That's like
different
that
shades of
movie,
gray.
Equilibrium with.
No, but yeah, I realized like I need to check my ego a bit at the door of this place, but I also need to figure out how to maneuver the things that I want or that I could get from this place.
Right.
I need to know when to keep my mouth shut. Like I need to know when to pick my battles. I need to know when to keep my mouth shut, and I need to know when I can be creative and where I can flourish and where I can kind of
that
take
colorful
liberty.
coat of yours.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, okay. So, I don't want to hijack your story at all.
Yeah.
But my story is you in a few years.
Yeah.
Where in my early 20s, my ego was challenged, you
Yeah.
know? And of course, being an established company, I fought back. I was young, hot-headed, and I reacted. Unlike you, I did not think it through.
Yeah.
I just, flash of the pan, just rah! Called into management, and even though I was right, I almost lost my job because of that. And at that point, I realized, you know what, this isn't the place that I thought it was.
Yeah.
So what can I get from it? And what should I leave at the door, as you say, time and time again? And yeah, it was an interesting point because by checking that part of me that was so reactive and so aggressive to what had happened, once I had put it aside, man, life became great.
Yeah.
You know, I just, when small things happened, like those are battles I didn't want to fight.
Yeah.
I didn't have to fight, right? And even the big battles, I was like, nah, I don't
Yeah.
have to fight this because at the end of the day, so long as I do what needs to be done,
Yeah.
it'll be fine. As a creative, for you, it might be slightly difficult because when I leave work, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't take it home. I don't. But for you, man, you're sitting on the train and then your mind is working through it, right?
Yeah.
And you're going through it. But then, like, at no point can you fully disconnect from work, right?
Yeah.
Am I right in
No,
saying
that's
that?
pretty right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, my girlfriend's a flight attendant, and she says like, one of the things about her job is that like, as soon as she's done, like that's it, she's disconnected. Like
Done.
she doesn't think about her work. Like
They
her
can-
time is her time.
That's right. They can
Yeah.
call and I'm just like,
Yeah.
like there's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
Like to the point where they can even send emails, and I'm like, if I'm on leave, I'm not replying the email.
Yeah.
Because I'm on leave.
Yeah.
I'll check it, but I'm not gonna reply it. You know, that's your time.
Yeah.
But often a lot of people don't have that
luxury.
ability
Yeah.
to disconnect and stuff. But you know, disconnecting not from like the work itself, but then from that the reptilian
Yeah.
be my chest sort of,
Yeah.
because we all have it, right?
Yeah.
There is joy at the end of the tunnel. You know,
Yeah.
the light will not be switched off due to management cuts, but that light is still there and everything. That's the dad joke.
There's a whole
Yeah.
religion or philosophy, depending on how you look at it, that's built around eradicating this over years.
And
Buddhism.
yeah, man, and
Right.
it's encouraging for you to say that, to share that, because we all go through it.
Yeah.
Like as much as we can say, yo, the ego's bad, the ego's evil. Someone says something to you, man, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
for real though. And the reaction happens, the emotions come through, and everything. It's human nature, man. And you know, sharing that story, we can sit here and come up with these very idealistic and very theological concepts, but at the end of the day, someone says something to you, you react a certain way. That's it. You go to your youngins and you say, you can't do this, they will react a certain way because they're like, bruh, I did the best I could. Come on, I'm 24, I'm 25, 26, however old they are, and they're like, come on, dude. And even they will say something back to you, and you react a certain way.
Yeah, but one thing I try to do for sure is lead by example. So I'm very open to criticism, and people feel comfortable giving me feedback or criticizing me because I accept it with a straight face and I laugh it off with them together. I try not to get offended by petty stuff.
Yeah.
So I try to lead by example in that sense, where, if you observe it from the management team, we could walk into Steve's whatever room I'm sitting in a co-working space and just say, hey, I think you could have done this better. And I just look at them and I'm like, thank you for having the maturity to come to me and tell me that.
That's good, man.
So would you say that's the difference between confidence and cockiness, is having that...
The confidence part is the ability to look at them and go, thank you.
Yeah, having that openness, being approachable. Because I think sometimes, cocky people, they have all the confidence, they have all the swagger, but when you actually approach them, when you try to kind of, I guess, challenge them or test them, that's when it's just, as you said, the pure id comes out. And it's just conflict. Whereas a confident person will be like, okay, I see your point, and be open to discussing it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's how you kind of draw the balance between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. The ability to accept feedback, constructive, positive, negative, anything from anyone.
Yeah.
And not get shaken up and look at them and be cool. And then maybe even recognize in one moment, who are they trying to be? Are they giving me feedback because they want to work better with me? Are they giving me feedback because it makes them feel good, because they're uncomfortable in rejecting? And assess it in that moment, and then just be like, why don't we, thank you, or let's take this offline, or maybe you need some, maybe we need some time to talk about this together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you get shaken up right away, what are you trying to say to me? That's not confidence, right?
That's just arrogance.
Yeah. So maybe what we can say, is confidence is the ability to regulate your ego.
That's it. That is
there we have
that
it.
is the ego, right?
That's my new book.
Yeah.
Because you have the super. We have Freud. He's a psychoanalyst, right? He said that that's the balance point where you regulate. To be honest, having ego isn't a bad thing.
No.
It's when the ego reacts in a very rudimentary way. People who are confident and egotistical in a sense, they are your high achievers. You wrote these notes here. Your Jobs, your Jordans, your Kobe. I don't like Goggins. I'm sorry.
Well,
But we'll include him. We'll include him.
I'm just putting...
Is there a video where he's not giving advice while doing lunges?
Yeah, he said lunges this time.
Maybe I had to think about it though.
I had to think
that
about it.
reptilian brain was like squats. Phil's angelic voice is like lunges. It's lunges.
I have my radio voice.
Well,
lunges.
watching Michael Jordan's documentary that came out this year.
Was that a Michael Jordan documentary or Chicago Bulls documentary?
I mean, it was kind of Michael Jordan starring the Bulls, kind of. It was centered.
He wasn't nothing without Scotty.
I mean, each episode paid tribute to, like, they had a Scotty episode, they had a Dennis Rodman episode, they had a Phil Jackson episode, so it kind of gave the proper backstories to each of the characters that created the whole 90s Bull franchise. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's a Michael Jordan documentary.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
Sports not your thing, right?
Yeah, sports not really, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
But, I mean, I touch upon this point because... several times through the documentary, they mention Jordan had this win at any cost mentality, and at times it kind of cost him personal relationships. He wasn't always the most friendly guy to practice with. So I bring this point to you guys, is having an ego and being kind of super confident, it gives you that competitive edge, but is that what it takes to kind of be at the top of your game?
It's back to the grit or quit thing. Like, Jordan was an NBA star, so he was very egotistical and very confident and the greatest. But so of course for him, on the day to day, come on, dude. Like,
but there's also a difference between like confidence, ego, and being really good at something. Confidence, ego, and actually being terrible at something, but still
that's
believing
absolutely right. Yeah.
That you're good at something.
Because most of your top players, your top performers, your like your Beyoncés, your
Jay-Z's.
They maybe have huge egos, but they
because they deserve it.
Yeah.
People don't like Lewis Hamilton because he has an ego. He is the greatest driver. I mean, it kind of comes with he doesn't date people because He's too busy racing.
He's too busy taking pictures of his shirt off with his dog on IG.
It's a beautiful dog, dude.
He's always got a picture. He's always got a picture with him in the mirror, like taking it, and then just like turning into like how grateful he is for everything. But why did you have to talk about that with your stomach out, bro? Why couldn't you just tell us how grateful you were with your shirt on?
If you got it, flaunt it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there was one thing on this topic. When it comes to sports and winning and losing, sometimes the line between ego and work ethic is really hard to draw, because I'll speak about this publicly for the first time in years. This is hard for me. I used to play ultimate frisbee a lot.
No way, you did that?
Come on, guys.
Isn't that like the
Since I've known
widest
you.
sport there isn't? Like,
Are you serious, bro?
that's what I hear.
I played here in Asia, and for 7 years, I think.
All white.
And
like.
I used to, actually no, and honestly, I'm quite offended that you would say so. So, well, if
we apologize. Sorry, go on.
Well, I wanted to take it more seriously, so I put in a lot more time. I used to show up, practice a lot, study some moves on YouTube, and then I used to be known for a temper.
Yeah.
And I wanted to win, but I don't know if it was ego per se, because I didn't care who saw me win. It was more for me to see my hard work paying off.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I was on teams with people who I felt could have performed better, this is when that bullying comes back in too. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm just gonna keep talking.
Keep talking.
Brave the storm. The captain goes down with the ship. And so when I would play with people, I would kind of yell at them, because I came from sports that coaches would yell at you to improve. I came from wrestling and rowing, and the whole time people are literally yelling at you to improve. So I was like, yeah, that's a way to motivate people in sports to do better. You yell at them and try to get the best out of them, so they recognize their flaws quicker. And then we can be winning together and be happy because we're winning and our hard work's paying off. But actually it backfired big time. When sometimes you get people at the end and they're really hurt. You've hurt their ego, you hurt their confidence, and you're like, yo. And even after the games, I would pull them aside and be like, hey, it's not personal. I just thought that we could have done better, and I was just trying to get your attention in the game. And I'm sorry if my voice was raised, but I just thought that you could be playing a little bit better. And it's hard to like whisper. So there's a lot of things that go on. It's not just ego. It's like, I worked hard. I want us to win because I want us to enjoy the celebration of winning together, because we're working hard, we train, we practice. And then
so I think to add to this point, there is a way to kind of harness the ego to achieve more, to do better, because it's not always fun and games to get to the top.
No, it's not. But you just want to see hard work pay off sometimes, whether it's for ego or not. And I don't think that seeing the fruits of your labor pay off has to be directly attached to ego. Yeah. Of course, if you put time into something, you want to see a positive outcome, whether or not people are watching. Sometimes it's just for you.
Yeah.
So for Michael Jordan, I don't know. Was it ego? Or maybe it was just he just wanted to see his hard work pay off, and he wanted to see the people around him succeed as well, but he just didn't know how to express that.
Yeah.
No.
While we're on that topic, well, I feel like the band playing while the Titanic was sinking. While I'm talking, there's people running around fixing cameras.
I think we're drawing parallels to, you can't always be a nice guy to succeed. You can't always be Mr. Political and always make everyone happy. Like, sometimes to get to the top, you're gonna have to hurt some feelings.
Or
to have that willingness to succeed. Sometimes you have to push people beyond their edge or to the edge.
That's true, because then you go to the how weak is too weak, how fragile is too fragile. Sometimes it does take that little bit of grit, and then sometimes in a leadership position you have to push people, and they get really shaken up, and it's like, am I being mean, or are you just kind of being fragile?
Yeah. So I think that this is a good point you bring up, and I think the bottom line is, it's also, as we bring it back to the original point, is being confident is allowing people to challenge you. Mm-hmm. And if people are saying, "Oh, you're being too mean," is like also opening up the floor to being sensitive to other people's feelings and not being too kind of egotistical and be like.
I had to give a public apology after one tournament.
I'm sure you did, man.
I did, and that's when I took my hiatus from the sport. Because
you still play?
They were like, in order for you to stay in organization. We're gonna need a public apology to the entire organization.
Do you still play?
No, I took a break.
Okay.
Because of that?
I tried new sports. Yeah. It was because I tried so hard for so many years, and I was like, you know what? I can't really control how I express myself when I'm playing sports. I think it should be passionate. I think you should be allowed to have moments in life when you are passionate.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the way I need to express myself when I'm doing these things. And
Maybe instead of, yes, there's passion required, but like an explosion, you can have an uncontrolled
sexy
explosion,
time.
or you can have a controlled explosion, right? And each one add an igniter to fuel, you get an explosion.
Yeah.
Do it in a controlled manner, you get a motor vehicle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have
Maybe-
a good positive
And,
experience.
and it's all
can
in
focus on
context,
that.
right? It's all in context. Like obviously, Michael Jordan's pro NBA player, so that's at the highest level. So he's expecting everyone to perform at the highest level, whereas, we play flag football. It's more of a casual, social thing. Same with frisbee. You want to win, but it's also at a more kind of casual, community, recreational level. So at one point, where is it kind of being too competitive? It's kind of feeding more towards your ego than kind of what serves everyone else, just kind of enjoying the activity.
That is a question we should all ask ourselves.
Yeah, right.
Every time this happens. This situation happened to you, it's happened to me, and obviously the reason why you don't play Ultimate Frisbee anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And, there's obviously times you've had it.
Yeah. Is it serving yourself or is it serving the greater good? And I think that's where we draw the line between confidence and ego.
Yeah.
Is it are you trying to promote everyone to be better, or are you just trying to serve yourself because you want to win?
Indeed.
But you need the team to win. But I will tell you.
Oh my days.
No, you do. It's just a matter of fact. My way of expressing myself to my team. at
some
that
people
time was not great.
enjoy a sport not for the winning aspect, just the fact
Just
that-
for fun. Yeah.
just for fun.
Yeah.
You know what that is, right?
But
I'm
what is how
You know
you
what's up?
pronounce
no,
that?
to add into this, as I mentioned
But-
before on this podcast, I used to be an avid gamer and super competitive
We're so proud of you
as I am. Sometimes I would get mad at my friends when I'm gaming with them because they would just be bad, and I would just be like,
That's
why,
my loot, bitch.
why are you bad? Like, stop being bad. I mean, I'm putting it very bluntly, but that I will 100%. That was me being completely egotistical because,
Was that ego though? Was that your ego?
of
Your
course,
in-game ego?
because we're just playing video games, right? We're not being paid to do this shit. Oh,
Yeah, just playing video games.
but it was me wanting to win and having my pride online, my ego,
Yeah.
and I'm getting mad at my friend because he just wants to play the game the way he wants
He
to
just
play it.
What game was this? Fortnite?
Probably WoW.
Overwatch.
Overwatch. By the way, you just used our one curse word.
Okay.
But
No,
yeah.
France
no.
used
but-
two already.
Oh.
That was the third one.
But this is case in point of example where some people just want to do things because they want to have fun in doing it, and that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
And
fine.
in this context, I admit I was wrong because I was getting mad at him because we were losing, and I was like, my pride was hurt. I was like, oh my god, like we're playing ranked right now, like I can't lose my ranking, blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
so I think it all comes down to context, right?
Yeah, that's it. The Michael
that-
Jordans and the ninjas and whatever other high level your Beyoncés, your these top ranking people can be like that, should be like that.
Yeah, because there's things at stake, right? There's
Of course, but in your day to day, the regular average Joe who at work that's what happened to me. I got an email.
Yeah.
That's it. Why should I be so aggressive? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And as mentioned, I'm much happier for it.
Yeah.
Onwards
Oh, yeah.
and upwards.
Remember I used to bully the football guys?
You
And-
still do in a way.
No, I don't.
You do.
This
Now?
this-
Every time we
Are
mention
you a villain?
them,
Are you part of the universe? Or are you a
you
villain?
you are
He's a
you're
villain, yeah.
actually the villain. He's
He
not
actually
nice.
enjoys like
Thanos?
bullying.
You do,
Yeah.
dude. You're hella Thanos. Oh my
It's
days.
for a good purpose.
Not even no,
Well, yeah,
no.
yeah.
'cause-
I wanna
'cause
bring-
He's not
Wait,
Thanos
he's
because
not
Thanos was
Thanos.
doing something for a good purpose. I think Red Skull.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm addressing a vulnerability right now, and you guys are.
No.
No, I think I've leveled out for sure.
Yeah, you have. No, we're just roasting.
Now I
It's
learned
fun.
a lot. I learned
It's
a lot
jokes,
from the
dude.
experience, from experiences,
Yeah.
and I'm a better person for it.
Yeah, you are.
Leveling
Grown.
up, leveling
Leveling
up.
up.
Yeah.
And we acknowledge you, and I acknowledge you, and I acknowledge you.
I acknowledge you all.
Is there anything else you guys like to add to this at all?
No.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I think I opened up.
Wrapping up.
did, yeah,
notes,
that's nice.
Since
Thank
we
you,
didn't
man.
wrap up last time, points have been made for when confidence can give you the edge, and on the other end of the spectrum, when having the humility and grace to let go of one's pride. The show notes are so passionate, and you can benefit the situation. Save a business partnership.
Did you not read these notes at all?
I did. I
You
skimmed.
do.
So where do we draw the
skim.
line? I skim.
Come on, dude.
Where do we draw the line?
So we just defined it.
Yeah.
What were you this whole
Explain it again first, Steve.
We gotta cut this out.
Just do the recap.
It was that.
Where do you draw the line? Do this quick recap.
If you're Beyonce, be confident. Yeah, day-to-day life, be confident and egotistical if you're Beyonce. In day-to-day life, there's no need to be.
Yeah, just let things go.
Yeah, love thy neighbor.
Yeah.
Turn the other cheek.
Turn the
Yeah.
cheek.
Shalom.
Shalom.
What's the other one? Walaikum salam. Hello. Just be nice to people.
I mean, we got
Don't be an asshole. Like that should be like life saving. Just don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
That's it.
Yeah. Easy, right?
And when people are an asshole to you, don't be an asshole. And if you meet someone, don't be an asshole. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Done and dusted.
Yeah.
God, I should write a book.
I mean, easier said than done, but practice it every day.
Absolutely.
All right.
Fran, thanks for joining us again. Hopefully we'll
sure.
see you again soon. And
Soon.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's like, why can't I be on every time?
we would love you going.
Yeah.
We gotta switch into homies. We got a
Yeah.
big universe out there.
Yeah, we got
It's
Toma out
growing.
there in the hood.
It's
Being
growing.
good.
So what? Next week is Hanukkah special, right?
Absolutely.
Hanukkah special next
Whoa.
week.
Fantastic.
What are you guys gonna talk about next week?
I don't know. Do
Dreidels.
you want to be producer
Dreidels?
next week?
You can probably be.
Produce.
Yeah,
You can produce.
Yeah.
Don't screw it up like they.
So I
did.
get to choose the topic. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
we'll chat in the group. We have a little
Why
WhatsApp
not?
Alright, yeah.
text
Yeah.
group because WhatsApp is king.
He's in the group. He just doesn't chat as much as we do.
All right,
He
guys.
lurks.
I lurk. Yeah. I'm a lurk.
You are a lurker.
Can we have a before as we go out? Can we have a cameo from Podcat?
Podcast?
Podcat, cut it in.
All right.
Bring him in. Bring him in. Podcat, and then we'll play outro music.
Yeah. And the saga continues.
Here comes my lady. Here comes my da-da. Here comes my Clementine. Podcast.
And the saga continues.
All right. Good. Bye, universe.
Till next time, guys.
Till next time.
Thanks for everything, and we'll catch you later days.